Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Wizards, they lose to the Atlanta Hawks 130 to 121. Um, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. I've never had this like feeling about the Wizards before. Like this emotion. It's such a weird. Like I don't even know how to explain it and really put it into words how I feel about watching this team. It's like because I've never felt it before. Like watching the Wizards, like when I'm like, oh, they're mid, they're not good. Like the Purgatory Wizards, I was like irritated, upset, like when they disappointed or lost. It's like this era of like unserious basketball. I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I don't know. I think I'm transitioning into learning because I wasn't around watching Wizards like back in the '08 years and when they were winning 10 games years. I wasn't watching back then. So this is my first like real tanking experience. So I'm learning along the way. More of the OG Wizards fans, they know what it's about. I don't. I really don't. So I think I'm learning to start just picking specific players from the Wizards, not worrying about the outcome of the game anymore. We know what the season's about to be. I think I've learned to just not look at the score of the game and look at the outcome of the game, but more so focus in on specific players, right? I think I'm learning to do that. So I'm not worrying about the score of the game at the end, because most likely the Wizards are going to be they're going to be the losers of it, right? But I want to focus on specific guys, like Bilal, like Diddy. I want to pick specific players out and watch them hoop. And that's what I think I'm going to do and root for specific players this season. And I think that's how I'm going to rock out, because this is an unserious brand of basketball. Once I see Jordan Poole throw a off the backboard alley-oop to Kuzma like it's Bron and Wade on the Heat and they in LA or something, playing LA. Once I see him do that and they down 20, I say, oh, this is an unserious brand of basketball, the likes of which I've never seen before as a Wizards fan. This is such an unserious brand of basketball. That's my main takeaway from this game. This is just going to be an unserious season. And the brand of basketball that's going to be played is going to be very unserious. It's going to be a lot of clips of the Wizards because, Kuz and Poole they could do some funny stuff. Mainly Poole. They could be funny guys on the court at times and do some funny things. But it's going to be an unserious season. So I don't know I don't think, only time I may really get upset is if they're like in a close game and they have a chance to win and they blow it. I'll probably get upset then. But outside of that, I don't see myself getting mad or upset and ranting like I did in the past when they were trying to be good. I've come to the fact that this is an unserious team and this is an unserious basketball unserious basketball product. So now I'm no longer looking at the end result. I'm only looking at specific player performances and rooting for guys, as this team goes through step 1 of their process. Number 2, no, this is number 3. Number 3, I just don't know how I feel about Johnny Davis. I think I'm not seeing nothing. I'm sorry. He got 10 minutes tonight in a game where it was an all bench lineup for the whole fourth quarter and to end the third quarter as well. Johnny only got 10 minutes. I'm just not seeing it. I'm sorry. I don't know. Wisconsin fans may get mad at me. Some Wizards fans may get mad at me. He's an unathletic guard who I don't know. I'm not seeing it with Johnny. Maybe y'all are. I'm not seeing it with him. I'm really not. So I really have no stock in Johnny Davis currently. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he proves me wrong, which would be terrific. But right now, I have absolutely zero stock in Johnny Davis. Bilal, he had 3 steals. He had 3 assists. Did some nice things, especially as he got time at the end of the game. He ended up with 28 minutes, the most minutes on the team, which is something you love to see, especially in a game like this. Landry Shamet made his debut today. He hit a couple threes, I think back-to-back, something like that. He's joining the showcase of guys who could potentially be traded at the deadline to a contender who may be looking for a shooter off the bench. You never know. Amarui got more playing. He got 8 minutes tonight. I know a lot of Wizards fans have been impressed with him and want to see him get more playing time. So Amarui was able to play a little bit more tonight in that fourth quarter. Not able to show too much, but, it's good to see him out there on the floor in these kind of games. Denny Avdia in that fourth quarter really got it going, got active offensively. So I like that he had a nice little step back mid-range. He was getting to the basket. He was being really aggressive in that fourth quarter. You love to see the aggressiveness from him. That's not the first time you've seen it this season. You want to see it maybe a little bit more with the starters out there, but he had a nice little showing for himself in the fourth quarter. Kuz started off really hot in the first quarter to start this game. That first quarter was all right, man. They ended up winning that first quarter 30-25, and it was downhill from there. But it's totality, man. Now that I know for a fact this is going to be an unserious product of basketball, I'm not really emotionally involved as far as like I'm gonna be on here ranting after every loss, and because there's, it's too many losses. You can't get that many mad. You can't get that much mad when you're about to be having like 60-something losses. There's no way you can be mad that many times, right? Or what do I think about Wes? I think Wes Unseld Jr. is the perfect coach for what the Wizards are trying to do. The Wes Unseld Jr. is a perfect coach for what the Wizards are trying to do currently in step 1 of their process. You got a flawed roster, right? So what does that mean when you have a flawed roster? You need to have some creativity. You need to have a coach who can adapt well and can adjust well and can be creative. Wes Unseld Jr. is none of those things. He's not creative. He doesn't adjust. He doesn't adapt. He does nothing. He walks around and has a bald head. So Wes Unseld Jr. is the perfect man for the job for what they're trying to accomplish this season. Bad rotations, don't call timeouts when stuff is getting bad, no creativity, just nothing. Just go out there and let the guys run around. It's a perfect coach for what the Wizards are trying to accomplish right now. So, as far as Wes Unseld Jr., he's perfect. He's the perfect coach for the season they're trying to have. He is the perfect coach for the season the Washington Wizards are trying to have this season. He's the perfect man. He's your perfect guy. So, I think another thing we're starting to realize as well is we may have went a little overboard with the whole Jordan. Not everybody, not saying everybody, but we may have went a little overboard with the Jordan Poole is better than Bradley Beal takes. We may have went overboard with it, right, guys? I'm starting to see that Jordan Poole, he can score, but he doesn't really have a strong go-to. He's not really well-rounded as a scorer at the moment. Doesn't mean he can't grow into that in this new role. This is the first time he's the main scorer on a team, and a bad team at that. So it's an adjustment period for him. But we may have jumped the gun a little bit saying, Poole is better than Brad, etc., etc. And that's okay. You get new information and you adjust on that. And you adjust your thoughts and your takes on that. That's okay. I'm just waiting for the point in the season where Wes kind of starts playing around. Obviously when Daniel Gafford's back, but starts playing around with the starting lineup. Maybe move away from the Tyus Jones, Jordan Poole, starting backcourt. Move away from that. To, maybe experiment to having Jordan Poole start at the 1 and putting Bilal next to him at the 2. I know Wizards fans aren't really fond of the DeLon Wright minutes right now. But Wes is fond of him. He likes him. But, we start getting weird. We start experimenting a little bit with the lineups. And we saw what the Celtics did to us in that game where it was no Gafford and we starting Kuz at the 5. It was ugly. Wasn't as bad as how bad the Pacers lost to the Celtics today. It could have been worse for us. But the way Boston beat up on the Pacers and beat them by 51 points and put up 155 points on them, it could have been worse for us. Thankfully, it wasn't that bad. But this is going to be a season, guys. Buckle up. It's going to get bad. There's going to be games where, we win some, but there's going to be a lot of these. A lot of these. So, what I advise for you to do right now, if you haven't already, some people have, because they notice. They vets in the game. They've been here before. I haven't. Just pick out some guys, some young guys or whatnot. Even, it could be Jordan Poole even. Root for them. Hope for them to do well and to play well. And don't worry about the end result. Don't even worry about the end result. Because the end result, most of the time, is going to be like tonight. But them on a losing end. So there's no need to get mad or upset about it. We know this is about to be a very unserious brand of basketball this season. So adjust to it. Get some guys you like. Get some young guys you like. And cheer for them. And we move like that. That's it. That's it. There's no reason to be upset or rant or be mad. Unless they're in a very winnable game and they got the lead late in the fourth and then they blow it. And then, yeah, okay. Be upset, rant, yada, 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 get upset. But games like this, come on, man. We know what this is about to be, guys. We know what this is about to be. But, yeah, the Wizards, they shot 50% from the field. They shot 25% from 3, 64% from the free throw line. The Hawks shot 28% from 3, 50% from the field, 90% from the free throw line. They had 32 free throw attempts. Good Lord. 32 free throw attempts to the Wizards 14. Clint Capella with the double-double. Not surprising with no Gafford and them having Mike Muscala be out there to start. No surprise there. He got the double-double. Trae Young with the double-double in points and assists. Not surprised there. The Wizards give up a lot of assists to point guards. They go up a double-double to the last ball-dominant point guard they played in Halliburton. He had a double-double on him with 11 assists. DeJounte Murray had 24 with 8 assists. Kyle finished the game almost with a double-double. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. Denny had 22. Poole had 13 points, 1 assist, 1 steal. But yeah, it's just like, so we're learning a lot about some of our new players. Obviously, Jordan Poole is a negative defender. He's a negative defender, right? That's just what it is. So you may want to adjust. Either put DeLon or Bilal next to Jordan. Put him at the 1. So you can kind of mask his defensive issues. You can't have Tice and you can't have Jordan Poole be your starting backcourt. You just can't do it. Defensively, you can't do it. You can't. You really can't. So Wes is eventually going to come around to that. Eventually. It may take 10, 15 games. But eventually, he'll make the adjustment 20 years later. But once again, that's why he's the coach of this team and this part of the process. Because he's not good. And we all know that. But that's perfect. Because the Wizards are not trying to be good. So if you aren't trying to really be good, what do you need a coach that's good for? It all makes sense, right? Right. So yeah, you're definitely going to need to mask Jordan Poole on defensively and mask his defensive inefficiencies, I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got, guys. I wasn't going to be here for long, chatting about this. There's not much to chat about. But thank you guys for being in here and leaving some likes. Let me read some of you guys' comment. Steffi said Shicey Shep is the guy to blame. Free throw attempt difference alarming. Yeah, that's what's up. When I saw that 32 to 14 is crazy. But of course, when you're going up against Trae Young and whatnot, it's a little expected. Samurai, you said I'm going on a 2-3 year sabbatical from DC Sports. They may not be that much better when you come back. who knows? I mean, the Wizards aren't the only team in a rebuild. You got the Commanders. The Capitals aren't in a rebuild, but they obviously aren't a contending team like they used to be in the past. The Nationals are in a rebuild. It's tough for DC sports. Josh, you said Johnny was just a bad draft pick. D, you could thank Tommy for that. Yeah, Johnny. I'm sorry. Like I said, to me, he's not it. Maybe Ti is different. I'm not seeing it at all. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not seeing it. Oh yeah, I answered your question. Stuff you said rename them the Tankards. Art, you said well. Cohen, you said what do you say about Denny? Just going over Denny again. I really liked how aggressive he was, especially in that fourth quarter. He was one of the few pluses. He was the only plus out of the starting lineup. He was a +3. Everybody else in the starting lineup was a double-digit negative in the net rating. I think he played well, especially to end that game. I really like the aggressiveness I've been seeing out of him. Richard said I don't like Poole's game at all. He's liability on defense, and his offense includes a lot of ill-advised shots and turnover. I mean, he pulled to increase his b-ball IQ. What you think? Yeah, it's a thing that I want to see him grow into this role. It's something he may never develop, Rich, but I like to see him have the opportunity, to grow into this role, which is new for him as well. This is all new for him as well. And like I said, the team isn't as good. So he's a top focus on the team. They have main scouting reports on him and Kuzma. So it's different for him. But we'll see. He may never end up growing into that. And that'll be a problem. But maybe he does. We'll see. Xavier said wrong. He can't develop the young talent. That's true. That's true. Xavier said he needs to be the point guard. Stuff he said early. Shoe in for Shaq to the MVP. Or you said I think Wes actually will be fired this season. I think it's good. I'd be surprised if they fired him mid-season. I would. I think they give him this full year, and then they move on from him. But who knows? I could be wrong on that. Xavier said Jordan Poole doesn't have a green light he thought he was going to have here in DC. Richie said Mike Muscala out looking like out of work mechanic. Xavier said Tyus is starting to keep Poole in check, let him cook. Xavier said Hawks roster is because of capable GMing. Xavier said Poole's best defense is his offense. That's facts. West can develop the young talent. Then he should get more minutes. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a in shape thing, out of shape thing, because he missed some games early in the preseason. I don't know, but I definitely think he should be getting more minutes for sure. I agree with you on that. Colin, you said Denny dropping 22, not bad at all. Yeah, he definitely had a solid game. Stevie said Denny gets non-impact buckets. I mean, in this game, it was non-impact because a lot of them was towards the end when the game was out of hand. But that's what I said. I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive like this with the starting lineup because why not? More specifically, why not? Why not be a little bit more aggressive like he was at the end of that fourth quarter in the first quarter? Why not be that aggressive in the first quarter? I know Kuz want to get his shots up. Poole want to get his shots up. But, go ahead and get yours off, man. Get yours off, too. Get your buckets off as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much I really got to say about this game outside of just me and my thought process changing and switching. I want to thank you guys for the likes. 20 of y'all being in here as well. I'm going to keep these reviews, especially on games like this, short. I'm not about to have y'all in here for an hour. There's not much to really talk about out of this. In performances like these where the starters don't even play in the fourth quarter. It's happened on back-to-back games. So the streams will be longer when the games are a little bit more competitive. And there's a little bit more to talk about, right? Cohen, you say he was, but the game was going to Poole. They can lose, but not like this. They could just play normal. Yeah, it's just try to refrain from getting embarrassed. That's all I can really ask. Just refrain from getting embarrassed, please. But thank you guys for being in here. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to your boy. I'm going to be dropping these reviews, live reviews, sometimes not live, just regular videos. Regular videos about the Wizards as the season goes on. As we go through this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This tough season.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As a unit. Iceman, thank you for the sub. As we go through this season as a unit. It's going to be rough, guys. It's going to be rough. But that's why we're a DC family, right? We all go through it together. But, yeah, man. At the end of the day, main takeaways, main points from this game. This is an unserious team. This is an unserious product. I've changed my expectations to looking at the end result of the game to now, adjusting to just looking at specific players and their performances. Because as a person who didn't experience the old 12, 15 win Wizards teams, and this is being my first tank experience, it's an adjustment for me as well. It's an adjustment for me as well. There's nothing I'm going to be mad at. I'm not going to be on here upset. I'm not going to be on here mad. Because it's an unserious product right now. Why would I get mad over an unserious product? Unless they do something stupid and blow a game that they could have won. It's the only time I'll be mad, right? Also, like we said, Wes Unseld Jr. is the perfect coach for what the Wizards are trying to do. This Wizards roster is flawed. They need somebody who can be creative, who can adapt, who can adjust. Wes Unseld Jr. covers none of those things. He's neither. Like I said, he's just a bald man who walks on the sideline. So he's perfect for what they're trying to do right now. So that's what we know about Wes. That's pretty much it. Oh no, right now, the Grizzlies is down 78-46 at halftime, and they haven't won a game yet. The Wizards are bad. I think the Grizzlies have been the worst team in basketball right now, at the moment. I got to give that title to the Grizzlies. They haven't won a game yet, and they lose 79-46 at halftime. The Memphis Grizzlies are by far, listen to me, the Memphis Grizzlies are by far the worst team in the NBA. They lost to us. They losing 79-46 at halftime to the Jazz. They need Ja Wick back. They need him back bad. That's all I'll say on the Grizzlies. But, I think they're the worst team in the NBA, not us. They got us beat. I don't know how, but they do, But that's all I got, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. The Wizards have the Miami Heat up next. That'll be a tough matchup. Hopefully Daniel Gafford is back on Friday to match up with Bam. Hopefully. But we'll see. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Love you guys. And I will see you next time, alright? Peace. Go Wizards.